everybody, it's Hailey. Welcome back to my channel. We're gonna have a floor chat today. I love floor chats. Floor chats are fun. Today's floor chat is going to be about my favorite indie brands. I am having a bit of a makeup existential crisis lately. I'm sure you've noticed with all of the minimalism and the decluttering videos as of late. So I kind of want to put my money more where it will be appreciated. So when I feel like indie brands are definitely a way to make more of an impact by supporting the brands that are smaller, that do really amazing things, that just don't get the recognition that they perhaps should. Some of them are fairly large. Some of these indie brands have really taken off in the last few years, but I'm still gonna kind of consider them indie brands because they're still independent, they're owned by themselves, they don't have a parent company, they're rocking in the free world. So I'm just gonna give you an overview of the products I have from these brands, what I think of them, what other ones I might recommend checking out. So I hope you find this quite interesting. The first brand I want to talk about should be no surprise. This particular indie brand was all the rage when I got into makeup. Like anybody who was anybody doing anything other than neutrals was using this brand. They're from the States, made in America. And what their claim to fame was their eyeshadows and pigments in the beginning. The brand I'm talking about is Sugar Pill. Sugar Pill, guys, the pigment in their shadows is amazing. Like, they were rocking the super hyper pigmented, buttery smooth mattes that everybody has been searching for way before any of the other makeup brands were doing it. So just look, guys. This is a custom pro palette that I made myself, and I did fill it with all mattes. They do stock shimmers now as well, so you can pick and choose and make your own custom perfect palette. They don't have a lot of neutrals. So if you're into neutrals, I think the only ones they've got, or I'd probably call this and this a neutral and then these two on the end, but everything else is bright and colorful and fun. Super, super pigmented. Like, purple shadows are one of the hardest ones to manufacture, but Poison Plum does not disappoint ever. It always comes to the rescue and is wonderful. Love Plus, the matte red. Matte reds, guys, matte reds. And it is beautiful. A yellow is another one that's really hard to do. Pastel blues, like they keep on impressing. They come out with collections every so often, but usually the shades in those collections get released as permanent. The Edward Scissorhands palette, a lot of them came out as permanent shadows, and I've got them in here. Just started doing liquid lipsticks, and their pigments are amazing as well. I've never tried them, but Lumi pigment is on my list. I did pick up their Feline Fancy quad that came out around Valentine's Day. This one is neat because it can double as a cheek palette. So it is designed as an eyeshadow, that's what it says, but we've got a highlight shade that is my perfect highlight. It is a pinky, really light pinky shade that just is beautiful. Super pigmented as well. It doesn't get washed out very easily. So like, look at that. This is just delightful. Oh, gorgeous. And then this is a beautiful pink blush with a gold shift. This is a lovely bronzer slash warmy contour color, which can be used for that. I wouldn't like contour your nose with it, but you can definitely do some back of the cheek action with it for sure. And then this, if you use a really freaking light hand, you could use it as a blush. Same with the regular Sugar Pill eyeshadows. Like if I really wanted to, that could be a blush, that could be a blush. Like the other ones that I don't own could also be blushes. Like it's all, guys, it's all just powder and paint. Use accordingly. So something like this is, I think, really neat, versatile. Brandy Mill did the artwork for it, and the cutest thing you ever did see. Look at the little teeth. Oh, they're adorable. So Sugar Pill is on my good list right now. The next indie brand I want to mention, which I'm sure you've been, you know, told to death of by me, is Makeup Monsters. They strictly do liquid lipsticks. Hailey likes liquid lipsticks, so naturally had to try. I got a whack of them on sale at one of the seasonal Black Friday, Cyber Monday things. I think it was a while ago. But the one that I get the most response from, the one that I reach for most often, and the one that I love wearing the most is this delightful red shade. It's called Brick House. It's beautiful. It is a lovely, like bricky but nice neutrally bricky red. Oh, it's perfect. It is my favorite red liquid lipstick for sure. It never disappoints and I love it to death. So I would sincerely recommend checking these out if you're into liquid lipsticks. They're super comfortable. They wear super, like, they're thin. They do not dry out your lips. They are comparable, I'd say, to the Kat Von D ones, just with texture, finish, and lasting power. That's the closest one I can sort of liken them to. So I would sincerely recommend checking them out. If you want to see swatches of my giant collection of them, there is a link down below for you for sure. It's not the best video. My editing's a bit rough. But if you want to see the colors, they're in there. The next indie brand I want to talk about is Melt Cosmetics. I did a video, I'm not sure if it's up before or after this one, on the look I'm wearing right now, which was using my Dark Matter stack. It is amazing. This is such an excellent brand. It was started by two makeup artists, two lovely ladies that just decided that there needed to be more bright colors in the world. So they came out with a whole bunch of really cool lipsticks and then a bunch of eyeshadows that are in these really neat stacks. So these is sort of like your basic neutral color stack with a red and a black. Beautiful, beautiful, like daytime friendly goth wear sort of eyeshadow. The Rust stack is more of your neutrals if you want to go the neutral route. The Love Sick stack has like a burgundy-ish and like a dark teal color. It's really, really beautiful. And the Radioactive stack is full of bright colors if you're into like those like acid brights, like the orange, the green, the yellow, and then and pink. And then the Gunmetal stack is sort of like your shimmery. I have a couple of shades from it. So there's Hearthstone White, which is that one, and then this one called Industrial, which is like a shiny gray. Really beautiful. You can pick and choose, buy singles, you can buy the stacks, mix and match. 2 thumbs way, way up for Melt Cosmetics. Love them. The next indie brand I would like to mention as one of my faves is Star Crush Minerals. And guys, if you want cheap glitter, it takes a little while to get to you. The shipping does take a little bit of time. But glitter, guys. Glitter. I have so many of them, I can't even really keep track. Their pigments are hella cheap. You can get them in like little small pots, but if I would say the best bang for your buck is definitely the little glitters. They used to come in these little star-shaped glitter pots. I don't know if they've moved them to more of like a round with a sieve one, because it is a little bit difficult to get them out of these, but they're so cute. Some of my favorite colors are for sure Champagne Wishes. So this here is Champagne Wishes, and it's just a beautiful champagne colored glitter shade. Absolutely delightful. Diamonds Are a Girl's Best Friend is your like silvery shiny glitter color. Delightful. Parisian Purple is also like, they're just so delightful. They're glitter, so you gotta use a base. I have their particular glitter base, but I usually just use the Too Faced glitter glue because that makes sure it sticks and it's not going anywhere. So that's the one I like to use with these to add some extra glitter to your lids. I think they're amazing. They're like $8 a glitter US with shipping, but it's not that much. So would recommend those. They also do powder highlighters. They've got one in Honeymoon, which is more of a gold, but if you're fair like me, Ice Queen is really, really nice. They're not pressed, they're loose is the only thing, so it's a little more difficult, but look at that, blend it out. It's got a blue shift to it. Oh, it's so pretty. If you want to be a unicorn, guys. And I think they're $8 as well, so. And there's a ton of product in there because it is loose. Usually with loose products, you get way more than you would in a pressed product, so really, really nice. Really, really nice. Would highly recommend Star Crush Minerals. The next indie brand I want to mention is Lunatic Cosmetics, or Lunatic Cosmetic Labs. Closet goth friendly. I love this stuff. This contour book is pretty darn excellent if you ask me. This is the first one. They just came out with the second one for deeper skin. So if you are of the chocolate persuasion in the skin department, that one's gonna be great for you. It's got like greens in it and really dark grays. It's really cool. It's really cool. Check it out. But this one is the sort of light skin friendly. Even you can, if you got darker skin, you can totally rock these guys up here and some of these down here for sure as contours. But blushes are delightful. The highlights are so good for setting your under eye. Like there's a stark white there, and then this one's more of like a creamy yellow if you're slightly warmer undertoned. You don't want as like bam, or you don't want to go too ashy. These are really lovely as neutral contours. That one's almost bronzy. That one is really nice. I like to mix. I mix and match. So if I want to say do my contour and have it like a natural but slightly cool contour, I'll take that color and then I'll dab it into like that one there to kind of amp up the ashiness, to add an extra shadow, and it just, they blend together beautifully. It's, and I've done my eyeshadow with this too, guys. It doubles as an eyeshadow palette. It's pigmented enough. I will link the video where I did that. I used this to do my whole face. I think I even did my brows with it, to be quite honest. So check that out. Multi-purpose, absolutely fantastic. Giant palette. The price is a little bit up there, but there's so much product in it, you really can't go wrong. So I love this. And from them as well, I do have a lipstick. This is the cream lipstick in Bruja. This is what she looks like. It is like a purpley mauve with there's no shimmer in it, but it definitely has like a sheen, and it almost shifts like a subtle blue, but not quite. It is really nice. I like wearing it a lot if I'm going for like a sort of almost deady purple look sort of thing. And the only thing I want to mention is the smell. I mentioned this last time in the video I did on the Lunatic Lab stuff. It does have that sort of waxy lipstick smell. So if you're not into that, I wouldn't recommend it. Like if you're really sensitive to that particular smell, but I would prefer this smell over some of the really fruity, chemically ones that they have in drugstore lipsticks. So just so you know. But the color's pretty though. And they last really well. Like they're sticky. They're on there all day. The last indie brand that I would like to mention personally is one that some people may not consider an indie brand. This is because they're so huge now. And it was started by our YouTube friend Marlena from Makeup Geek. And she has taken this small, what started out as an eyeshadow and blush company, to new heights with pigments and lipsticks and lip lacquers and contour powders and new blushes and foiled eyeshadows and glitter and everything. Like she's, it won't be long, she'll be selling concealers, foundations, powder, she'll just have everything. But I got into it when she was into the eyeshadows, and I'm not disappointed at all. These are my two Makeup Geek custom palettes. I started small, I bought like 9 to begin with, and I'm like, oh darn, these are good, I should get some more. And it just kind of took off from there in a very snowball effect. This is my neutral palette. Very Hailey shades. We've got the burgundies, like all of them, had to have all of them. Some peachier colors, and then here's like the neutral quadrant with the white up at the top. Like it's really, really nice. I love these shades. If I can mention a few standouts right now, I absolutely love Vanilla Bean because Hailey needs that light brow bone color. I quite like Peach Smoothie like everybody else for a nice peach transition shade, which I think is that one right there. I like Cocoa Bear. I like Bitten and Americano and Cherry Cola as deepener, outer creasy ones. And for lid shades, Shimma Shimma is one of my more used ones just because it's a pink tone. Those are my favorites, but really you can't go wrong with those. And as for my more bright and colorful shadows, they're in this particular palette here. So I will give you the deets on it. The top 2 rows are like my colorful ones. This particular row is my foiled shadows, so they're the ones with a really high metallic finish. Really great as lid colors, wouldn't recommend blending them anywhere. And then the bottom row is all the duochromes because I gotta have the duochrome. My favorite duochrome shade though for sure is, was it Blacklight or Backlight? It's Blacklight. This one is so cool over shadows or on its own. Like you can see it's almost picking up like green sometimes when I move, but it's definitely like purple. It's just such a cool shade. I love it. I love it so much. I'm really looking into getting some more greens, like a deeper green, a more olive green, to do a completely green look with varying levels of depth and texture. So I'm looking forward to maybe one day grabbing those. The blues are really intense. The only thing I would watch is the pastels. The pastels just didn't really do it for me. I was a little sad with how, like, they went on chalky. Maybe I just used too much of a fluffy brush, but it just kind of blended away to nothing really quickly when I was trying to do magic with it. So pastels are traditionally really hard. It's very, very difficult to do good pastel shades. But the deeper blues and the deeper greens, fantastic. So Makeup Geek is definitely worth checking out. And again, I wouldn't glance over the pigments. The pigments are so good. You get so much, and a pigment is always going to have more impact than a loose shadow. The lid's probably the best way to see, but there's Hologram with its gold shift. Super cool. And this is Prism with like a really strong pink flash. Really cool. So that's my collection of indie brand favorite makeups. Let me know if there's any brands that I totally missed and need to check out. I know Pretty Zombie Cosmetics is gonna get a visit from me pretty shortly, as well as Divina Cosmetics that Heather recommended I check out. I want to have a look there. And there's a few others, like Suva Beauty needs my attention as well. They have some hydro liners that I'm really looking into getting because they're super cool. Anyway, thanks so much for being here, guys. Thanks so much. Let me know what you think down below, and I will see you in my next video.